G'day, legends. Thanks so much for the people that turned up last Thursday for the Living Leaders Lab, where we experienced a modality to actually harmonise minds, to actually achieve something in which wasn't there before. So a new creation. And we also beautifully demonstrated with the people there how if it's not a heart-mind connection, you will simply get a standard response, often a chaotic response, or nothing of real tangible benefit. But when you unify the heart-mind, you can actually, funnily enough, resonate with things that aren't even actually called forth at the moment. And there was a very funny little situation at the end of the final breakout that we did with one of the groups. So I implore you to have a look at it. It's a great recording. So next Thursday, the 31st of July, is the next Living Leaders Lab at 5 p.m. Melbourne time, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And what we've got to do, and I allude to it in the last session, is the Living Leaders Lab actually needs to die for it to actually be reborn into what we're wanting it to become. So what it is to become, we've stipulated it, and that is the vision to hold. What I've always found is something, is coming through leaders, and the leaders are constantly building and evolving and purifying themselves. Then there actually has to be a natural death and rebirth concept or process. That's in traditional mythology, it's known as the Ouroboros, or the snake which eats its own tail. And it's a beautifully rich symbol and understanding. But for us, all we need to know is that the first death is occurring, which is beautiful because it means it's the rebirth time. And I asked specifically what people's objectives were when we were doing the last session. Now, to achieve those objectives, Duncan and I want to put a concept to you of the Harmonic Village. The Harmonic Village will be different to the Living Leaders Lab. Living Leaders Lab requires minds of specific expertise to be able to come together to synchronize or harmonize through the vortex process, and allow for then something new to be created, for it then to feed back into the people. Now, with that, the people, what is the people? So Duncan and I want to discuss a concept that we've formulated called the Harmonic Village. And we want to see if you're interested in it, and move it forward. We really see that actual concept it has legs now. It's able to be formed now. The Living Leaders Lab is in creation. So, and it also has to be, it's not just also in creation, it is responsive to the need. So the need actually has to be established before you actually activate the Living Leaders Lab. So we want to share that with you. There's a lot of great opportunities in there. There's more structure, which allows for a lot of the knowledge processing and sharing and everything else like this. So we want to share that with you. So as many people that could be there on Thursday, the 31st at 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time would be brilliant, to get your feedback, to get your input, to assist in the creation of that would be absolutely brilliant. The other thing is, I've got a lot of speaking gigs in the next month, particularly in country Victoria and at a community level. So I'll be mentioning this wherever I go, and that will, in an attempt to build the membership base for people who are interested in it as well. So, yep, it's going through its first death, which is actually really, really cool. As I say to everyone who does my Harmonic Leadership Program, when they're involved in developing their own projects, like, you have to have that level of what I call committed detachment, where you're really committed to the project, but at the same time you're detached in the process, so that you can allow it to one, gain its momentum that it needs to, but two, also traverse some of the stages where it needs to die for it to be reborn. And that committed detachment really allows you to engage in such a far more powerful and fundamental way. So trust you've got all that. Really look forward to assisting people even further with this, and it's very, very exciting. That's all we can really say. So Duncan and I, from Duncan and I, look forward to seeing you next Thursday. Catch ya.